Mustang Fox bodies are a big fan favorite of the street racing scene. Today we're at Acoustic Designs owned by Patrick Davis. We're going to go check out and see what he's got going on his Mustang here.
Hey Brent.
What's going on, buddy?
Just had the trans out, so I figured I'd check these lines, make sure they were all clear before it all went right back in.
Right.
Just verify everything was good.
It's a pretty sweet looking ride you got here.
Thank you.
Little small block car?
It is a small block car. It's Ford powered. It's a stock block car still, but
Awesome. Well, let's sit down and talk about it.
Sure.
Let everybody see it. Hey, here we are today with Patrick and Wayne. Tell us a little bit about your Mustang you got.
it's a good old Fox body street car. It's Ford powered for the Chevy haters.
Thank God.
And not another Chevy.
It does have a Chevy transmission. It's got a turbo 400 in it. Got a little fogger on it and small tire.
Awesome.
What year is it?
It is a 93.
93. Good year.
Last year.
Tell us a little bit about this small block you have.
Stock block. It's a 351 Windsor. It does have, obviously forged internals and a little bit of head work done.
Stroked.
It is stroked. It's just under 400 cubic inch at this point.
Cool. What kind of heads are on it?
They are trick flow with a lot of port work done.
A lot of the Ford guys run trick flow
They work.
for the small blocks.
That's a trick.
Right.
Yeah, they work really well.
What kind of transmission you have in it?
It's a turbo 400, 3-speed. We're looking at going into the Glide eventually, but right now it is a 3-speed.
Right.
It's hard to get it to work on the street, but we're working on it.
Right. I noticed you had the transmission out when I come in.
Yeah, it's a 2-speed right now. Third gear's burn up, so
Oh, okay.
officially we have a fake power glide right now.
We'll just change the gear and you ain't got to
Yeah,
turn.
I was gonna say we just
there
change
you
it
go.
up.
9-inch or 8.8?
It is an 8.8, very well braced 8.8. So, like I said, it's a
Yeah, I saw that
stock
setup.
suspension
That's
rear
pretty nice.
end. The car's as heavy as you can get it and still be a stock suspension car, I think.
Awesome. Yeah.
Who made that bracing on that?
That is a CHE. I'd never even heard of it. A friend of mine ran one on his car. He liked it. It's got good tie-down points. Kept us from having to fabricate a lot of stuff for it. When you're building a car from scratch, anything you don't have to fabricate,
Yeah.
you
Well,
buy.
I replaced the 8.8 in a Gold car several times. Even braced, I was still bending. So.
Car doesn't make enough power right now. I think, eventually we'll evolve and I'll get a bigger motor and we'll have to. But right now the 8.8 works for it.
Well, with these Fox body Mustangs, you don't have to fab nothing. They
No.
make everything. You can buy parts at
Everybody
Walmart.
makes it.
You can buy parts at Walmart.
I think there's
for
some
these
parts
things.
from Walmart on that car. So,
Really?
yeah.
I noticed you got a tubular front end with adjustable coilovers and everything. Pretty trick setup.
That's a UPR setup.
Yeah,
I think almost
UPR.
everything on it's UPR.
Really. You work good on the street.
Yeah.
I use
so far.
AJE stuff too.
Right.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your racing.
I'm still pretty green. I got into it. A kid that worked for me brought a Fox body to work one day, and I was hooked. I thought I had to have one. He had a little spray on it. Other than that, it was a stock car. And so I just was determined to go out and find something that would whip him.
Right.
And so I bought this car
Was
locally.
he a shit talker?
Yeah, he talks a little bit of crap. I bought the car local, and it was a stick car. Still had a little Tremec 3550 in it, and it's just a heads cam intake car
Right.
with a little spray on it. And that was a, 1150s car, something like that. And
That's a pretty fast car to start out with.
wasn't fast enough. I drove
Wow.
it until the tires were bald and decided I had to go faster. Put an auto in it. That dropped times obviously, but then it just, once you drive them for a while, you get comfortable.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
something just
Oh,
a
yeah.
little faster.
Right.
And so we tore it down last winter time, all the way down to nothing. Had no carpet in the car. I stripped all the deadener out of the car and just cleaned it up really well. All the factory wiring came out of it, and we just started over completely.
Right. It's like everybody else.
It's a good looking car.
It is a
What
good
kind of
looking
wheels are
car.
those?
Those are billet specialties.
Billet
Those
special.
street lights.
Damn, you could have bought something cheaper and put a lot more money into that
Yeah,
motor.
well, I actually had something cheaper on it. I went from probably some Summit wheels to a Drag Star, and then I wanted to get a little wider wheel. I like cheeseburgers, so I figured I'd get a little lighter wheel, and it went from there.
Nice cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
It's like talking on Ron's show about the driver mod.
Yeah.
No, car has to go on a diet because I don't want to.
Hey,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Don't blame me.
So what racing crowd do you run around with?
Anybody that's willing to go out and race, I just want to
Right.
get passes off and get some seat time in it. And we're getting there. You know, I had some problems when I first got the car together.
He's sneaky. He's got the beard working on it from Andrade's crew, so you know that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotta watch these guys.
I've had a
There's
lot of
group
help.
them.
Like I said, I'm still pretty new, so I've had to have a lot of help. Donovan Bashford helped me build the car, put a lot of time in.
Donovan's
Kendall
a good
House.
kid. Yeah.
We need to get him on here.
And the
Yeah.
beard, he's a good kid. Man.
We need to get Donovan on here. His car's,
Yeah, well, it's torn to pieces right now.
well, I mean, once he gets it together.
Yeah, well, we need some more Fords with Ford motors.
Right.
But I've had good help. You know, I've had guys that will kind of step in wherever I lack off, and you know, I'm good at tinkering, but when it comes to the fabrication or the tuning, I kind of lose that side of it. So I've had a lot of good help helping me just, you know,
And
experiment.
that's the key. That's the key right there. You know,
Need a good
the
team.
tuning. What kind of ignition system is it?
It's a Digital 7 MSD,
Really?
programmable. And we tried to, you know, exploit everything that thing will do.
The 7531.
Yeah, that's an awesome deal.
Yeah, that's a.
We love it.
It's almost too smart. People don't know how to operate it.
Oh yeah, you got to have a college degree. You know.
I think it'll do traction control, but I've never. I probably
think-
need to.
Yeah, it does.
Well, didn't you say on yours that you figured out that it was spinning tires with
Yeah.
drive shaft speed or something through the MSD box?
Yeah, you can do all that.
Right.
Monitor drive shaft speed and all that stuff. So
It does have a data logger on it that helps
Yeah.
a little bit, so I can see what it's doing during the runs and you know,
Exactly.
how hot the ignition's getting and drive shaft speed, that kind of stuff.
right.
Now, do you go to the track or do any no prep stuff or anything like that? or you
I
pretty much,
do go to the track. Man, I'll be honest, we just do a lot of street racing. I haven't
Be
done.
too honest. The cops are.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of no prep stuff. Stock block can't really do. You know, motor's got too big deck size on it.
I've thrown some cranks out of some blocks, for sure, especially on the
Right.
small blocks.
Well, like they say on the street and on the no prep stuff, the biggest motor don't win. Not always.
That's right, A to B. You know, and the car works well. It doesn't make extreme amounts of horsepower. You know, everybody's shooting for that 1,000+ mark, and I just don't think we're there. So it works well. It'll still put down good times without
got concrete in
overpowering.
it?
I do not. No, the car still has a good old radiator and pumps water through it.
Well, if you get it to where it leaves hard, then you ain't got to have 1,000,000 horsepower. You're going to have to catch you.
We're still pretty inconsistent. You know, I can go out somewhere and just lay down a ridiculous pass, and then I can go to a different street, and it's like ice. So
Well,
I'm
you
still
know what?
learning how the roads work.
I'm going to tell you the next thing you need to do to this is put some a really good set of shocks on it, because we can go anywhere, look at the road, take a click out or add a click, and
Right.
make it
And that's
work.
where I think it's got strange 10 ways on it, but
Yeah,
it
I've
could
ran them.
have done better. I should have spent a little bit more money there. We're learning.
Yeah, and that'll help you for now, but a good set of shocks will really help you.
Yeah, shocks are where it's at on the street.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you know, you're doing it right. You know, coming in, you got good people helping you that know what they're doing. You got a good foundation. Definitely getting there.
So, what kind of nitrous system is it?
It is a NOS Pro Fogger.
How much you shoot to it?
You know, I'm using that extended jet that doesn't really have a true tune-up, so my best guess is 250, 275.
Can you hit it off the rip, or do you have to put it on a progressor?
It is on a progressive. It's got a Maximizer 4 in it, and so far anything over 35-40%, it just blows the tires off. So
Right.
just depends on where we're at. You know, if I'm at the track, I can smack it pretty hard, but
Well, I'll tell you, in Sayre, that street's like the damn track.
Sayre's pretty sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
For being a blacktop,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy.
yeah. John Andrade said he's taking a Mustang out there and pulled 200-foot wheelies out there.
Yeah,
Well,
that's Andrade.
I think the Eddie
Always
put it on
sound
the
kill.
bumper.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Jace.
I think Jace has put his on the bumper out there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Is your snatch tires?
Will it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's impressive. I like
it'll
that.
put them up a little bit.
We look forward to seeing you out on the street. You want to come race with us?
I'm ready. I look forward to whether it's for money, for fun.
Right.
I just like getting in the car and making passes in it.
When you gonna have it running?
You need to ask DeMoss that.
Well, the reason I ask is we're gonna have a cruise in Bethany on the
D-Moss,
8th.
what? Is he building your tranny? Are you going to race him?
Sure.
Watch him.
Yeah.
You put it in drive and go back.
Well, I want to make sure it runs before I race him, but yeah. No, we dropped it off Friday, so you know here it's just Monday. Hopefully any day he'll
Right.
he'll be hollering at me so we can get it put back together.
We're going to be doing some racing against them boys, I'm sure.
Right. We're trying to put together a cruise. They're having a Bethany cruise on the 8th. We're all going to try to get together and go do. Maybe you can come out there and make the cruise with us.
Sure.
Just kind of.
Yeah, that's a few weeks out. We should be okay.
Yeah, just to kind of get everybody out there and drive their cars, prove everybody their street cars, kind of get everybody together and sit down and see if we can discuss when we're going to go to Sayre and have our race.
Yeah, I'm in. Car will be together this week and ready to go.
That sounds like a plan.
Aside from the trans going in it, it's ready to go.
So does this thing cruise pretty good? You have any troubles getting hot or anything?
The last couple times I had it out, it got a little warm. Not hot, but warmer than I like. I was told I may actually need to put a little timing in it to help keep the heat down. I've never heard of that, but we are running pretty conservative on timing, so that might be creating enough torque that it's getting hot.
Right.
It's got a good radiator in it. It's got good fans.
Did you do the thermostat thing?
There's no thermostat in it right now, and I'm not moving a lot of water. It's 25 gallon a minute. It's barely moving in there.
Why is it so little?
Because I didn't want to overrun it. I didn't want to spend too much water through there and keep it from getting hot.
It'll keep getting hot.
So we're gonna try a little bit of timing. If that doesn't get rid of it, then I'm gonna put a bigger pump on it.
Yeah, that's the way I'd go.
And it doesn't
With
get
a
hot,
thermostat.
but it gets hotter than I like it. Them small block Fords don't like to be above 200.
No.
It's definitely a pretty thing.
Yeah.
Did you just have it
Good looking
repainted,
car.
or does it always look like that?
It's
or?
always been that way. When we built the car, we had tools on top of it. We were being evil to her because I thought I was going to paint it.
Right.
And then after we finished, I decided to go ahead. I have a friend that does paint and body, and he said, man, let's do a paint correction and see how it turns out. And it actually turned out pretty decent. The hood's freshly painted because the hood wasn't on it when I built it, but it turned out pretty decent. So I figured I'm going to go out there and possibly skin it up a little bit, tweaking some stuff. I didn't want to paint it until we were done. It used to have a good old hood on it, and it came up on me and bent the cowl. So when we go to repair the cowl, we'll probably paint the car.
Right.
So I'm kind of putting it off.
It's a nice looking car. I mean, it's got a nice
you.
interior. It's actually nicer, one of the nicer Fox bodies we've seen. It doesn't look like a butchered up race car.
When I first got that car or first saw the car, I did not like the color at all.
Right.
And now that I own it, I guess it's kind of a rare color. Everybody comes up to me, track, street, everywhere, and that's the first thing you say is, I love the color of that car.
Yeah, teal.
So it grows on you. They call it Calypso Coral.
Yeah, Calypso
It grows
Coral.
on you a little bit.
Kind of looks like a LaRoche's old car. Remember that green one he had?
Yeah.
What are your future plans with it? You gonna just kind of keep it street? You gonna?
Eventually we'll build another motor for it.
Right.
I'd like to get a motor built soon just to have a backup. That way I can start leaning on this a little harder.
That way you got something to throw in there in case
we're
you
driving
blow
it pretty conservative right now. We're not putting a lot of timing in it. I'm not spraying it down real hard. So once I get a motor built and I know I can snatch it up, stick it in there, we'll start leaning on it and picking on it a little bit. But really nothing. We may mini tub it in the future, but I feel like I really need to figure out how to get it to work on a small tire the way it is. I think I built it. I built the car as nice as I could build it with my budget.
Right.
So there's not a lot of stuff in my future that I want to do with it.
Right.
You know how that is. It's always pocket related.
Yeah.
We got 29. We got 28 10.5s on it.
28
right?
10.5.
Those tires work, man.
They do. I'd love to put a 29 on it, and that's really the only reason I'd mini tub it is just to set them in and put a little bigger tire in there and get a little better rollout. I think that would help with my 3-speed problem too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So, but no, just need to get in it and get some seat time in it. That's really, I want to keep it running as long as I can just so I can go play. I don't really,
Yeah.
I don't want to wrench. I don't want to wrench on it. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Well, unless you got mega dollars when you break one, it puts you down for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I know,
I've tried to
I've
be
been there.
proactive, and I put that little race fund back, and just like this with the transmission. Luckily, it wasn't nothing heavy. It's bands, but
Right.
if it would have been more expensive, we'd already had ourselves talked into a Paraglide.
Yeah.
So,
Paraglides work good with light cars. What does that thing weigh?
with me in it, weighs 2,900 pounds.
That's
2,900
I'm
pounds.
not
a
light,
lot.
so
Yeah, they can make those Mustangs light.
no, it's got optic armor front and rear. We'd like to lose a little bit more weight, but I'm afraid if I lose
Right.
too much weight, it's not going to hook. So
Have you scaled it? Seen what the
I
front
did
to back
scale
is?
it. We scaled it before I finished up the fire system and some small things. So I'd like to go back out and rescale it.
I've got a set of scales.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, I'd like to rescale it, but it was pretty dead on. I mean, it was working really well.
What was the?
I want to say it was 52% in the rear.
48 in the front.
Uh,
That's pretty damn good.
I'd
But
have to look at my sheet again, but I think it was 52% in the back. So it was laying pretty well. I was pretty happy with it.
we
didn't mess
were
with it.
55, 45. front to rear. I got that big block in mine.
Right.
But
That's why everybody runs the Mustangs, because they're so versatile. You can make them light. You can do the weight transfer on them.
well, we got weight in the back of mine.
Really?
Yeah, I put sand in my shed. That
Yeah.
really helps.
Everybody makes parts for them. I mean, it's a
Yeah, well,
if you're going
the
to build a
platform
street
is one of
car,
the best race best performance car platform you can buy, because you can buy.
We can do anything
Anything
for
for
them.
'em.
I mean, I know you don't like to hear this, being a Ford guy, but you can buy a complete front end with headers and everything to put a small block Chevy on one of these things.
You're right. I don't
You say
like
that's
that.
a dirty word.
Shut
man.
the
Don't say
hell up.
that.
Hey,
You know, I may build me a big bad Chevelle one day or something fun, or a Nova, and put a big nasty LS in it, but the sacrilege of putting a Chevy motor in my Mustang, I
right.
can't even believe you're talking about it.
Everybody does it. I mean,
They do. They make good power. They make cheap
everybody
power.
does it. Everybody does it.
Yeah, they
In
make,
fact, there's probably more Mustangs out there with Chevy motors in than there are Fords. You know?
they make good, reliable power.
The
and
truth
I
is
don't wanna
there.
knock 'em, but just can't do it.
I mean, I give him shit being a Ford guy, you know, but the Fords make power too.
Yeah,
They just don't make it as cheaply as a Chevy does.
but it'll last longer.
I don't know. Seems like you can build a small block Ford pretty cheap nowadays.
Well, the parts are readily available. At the time when I started, we couldn't get aluminum heads for them, and
Yeah.
I had to port my own heads, the DOOEs, and do all that
That's
stuff.
way before my time, Wayne.
Yeah,
You're talking about, so I don't even know what you're talking about now.
thanks.
That was back when.
No,
they-
I've
Andrade's
only been in the
around.
car scene for. I've always loved cars. I love show cars and lowered pickups and whatever, but never have I had a race car until now. So like I
Right.
said, I kind of jumped off. I didn't jump off heavy, but car ran 11s and then it ran 10s and now it probably runs 10s and
So now you're feeling the need for speed, huh?
absolutely, yeah. There's something pretty addictive about letting go of that trans brake.
Ah,
And the second you snap that button, man, it just. The first time I ever did that, I came back and it was a horrible pass. Man, it was a horrible pass. And I came back with the biggest smile on my face, just because
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
getting hit with a truck from the back. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard as
Great.
it goes.
get
I got-
tunnel vision.
I got a friend of mine that they like NASCAR and circle track racing. That's fun to watch and stuff, but ain't nothing like to feel the G forces of pulling. Of course, I always
love it.
tell them, they're like,
Well, if you can turn,
you ain't going
fast
yeah,
enough.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you're going slow enough, you can turn. You ain't going very fast. That's what I always tell them.
Yeah.
It's a hook. I mean, it's my life has transformed. I went from polo shirts and everything else to a closet full of black T-shirts, and every minute I get of the day that I don't have to work or go do something, my responsibilities with kids and soccer and dance. I
Right.
mean, it's race car. It's race car. Wrench
Yeah.
on it, work on the trailer for
Well,
it.
it's a good family thing too.
It is. My,
How old
my
are your
kids
boys?
haven't embraced it yet. I have a 13-year-old girl, and she likes showing pictures to other, like the boys at school or whatever. She loves the whole, hey, my dad loves to race. My son digs it, but he's not quite to the car thing yet. So
Do a
it'll
DNA
hit him.
test.
I know. It,
Have it checked out.
it'll hit him. I mean, he'll get to that age.
Yeah.
It'll hit him. But
Oh yeah.
they
Has he
definitely.
rode in it?
Before it was race car. I mean, before it was.
You need to take him for a spin in it now.
I don't think Mom would let me do it. We might have to sneak him out a little more.
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
need to mount another seat in there and take him for a ride.
But
You don't have
just
to
remember
know.
this: if Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Mama's,
So
mama's
got to
the
keep Mama
princess.
happy.
Just make sure you tell them not to tell mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, what stays in this? Yeah, what happens in this car stays in this car.
I've been real lucky, Mom. My wife is real understanding as long as I don't let it affect our finances.
Right.
I was
the
she
same
lets
way.
me go out at 2 o'clock in the morning. She doesn't care as long as she gets to sleep. If I don't miss church, that's the big thing. She's only been out a couple of times to see me street race, and the last time I showed her both doors, and she did not like it.
Yeah.
So she probably won't go again.
Right.
Yeah, we left and didn't have a very good burnout left, and literally got left side, right side. So she didn't dig it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Probably scared her. Has she ever been in
did.
a car?
No.
Let her drive it.
Yeah, there you
She
go.
wouldn't want no part of it.
Put her behind the wheel of it. She might be maybe buying a second car.
No, I don't think she wants any part of it.
Yeah, well, that's how I bought parts for my cars when I was younger. I'd work on cars at the house on a weekend. All my work money went into the house and stuff. But
Right.
all the stuff I made in the driveway was for my race car. So
Exactly. You definitely got to have an understanding family if you're going to really get into it heavy.
Yeah.
yeah, the kids go to school with no shoes on, or two different ones. They're going to be looking at you.
Is that what happened with Wayne?
Huh? What are you kidding me? Do you know how many kids I had before Wayne? He got all the hand-me-downs. Although he's wearing like a size 15 shoe now, so
Yeah, I know all the kids you got. How do you afford that car?
working in the driveway.
You have to be passionate about it because
That's right.
it sucks up a lot of
Anything
money.
you
and-
do, if you don't have passion for it, you'll never do it right.
That's right. Exactly.
I tell you, I had multiple hobbies that I liked, but those hobbies have all pretty much gone to the wayside. Once the car thing hit me, it all had to go. I
Yeah.
just don't do it like we did.
Car parts aren't cheap.
No.
I mean,
Mama might watch this.
you know, the most expensive parts building the car, and then, of course, maintaining it's not too bad. But if you break something, that's what really.
It's terrible.
I think that's what keeps me from trying to attain that, that high horsepower, that 1,500, 2,000 horsepower goal.
Exactly.
I don't think I could afford to keep the car on the road.
Right.
Getting it built's one thing, but driving the car is. I don't want to break parts. I really wanted to drive the car.
Right. What kind of compression do you got? Do you have to run? I mean, is it a pump gas motor? You got to run
No,
straight
I
race
do
fuel?
run C16 all the time. I like the way it smells. I like the way it burns. I like what it does for the car. I don't like having to switch or worry about a separate fuel system.
Yeah.
Cars, I think that car it's like a 11.5 to 1, somewhere in that ratio. It would run on pump gas, a high octane pump gas, but I don't drive it. We don't go to Sonic in it and get a Coke. So
Right. Yeah, you can't drive it too much because that stuff gets kind of pricey.
yeah, you have to empty your piggy bank out every time you go get fuel. But
Right.
5 gallons cost me $75.
5
Yeah.
gallons is $75 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, he probably gets a better price than we do.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, good. We're going to start doing this racing thing here pretty soon, so we'll be looking for you to keep coming out
Awesome.
there. Get this thing together and do our little cruise thing we're talking about.
It'll
doing.
be ready this week, so we'll be out there.
That sounds
Just
great.
give me a heads up whenever we're going, and we'll be out there.
Cool.
All
Sounds
right.
good. Patrick.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
Good meeting you, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Get this going and get you out there and do some racing.
Awesome. We running for money, or are we doing it for fun?
This is all fun. I mean, if y'all want to do little side bets, that's on y'all. But all this is going to be basically is everybody's going to run out, just go out there, race, talk crap, have a good time. If you lose, you're not going to get put on the trailer.
I
Race somebody
you
else.
picked a good group. I think there's a pretty good group of guys that you already talked to. So.
Right.
No egos. I don't need all
No,
this.
we don't want a bunch of fighting, a bunch of crap. I mean, you can talk crap and have a good time, and
Sure.
bench race a little bit, but we don't want no fighting, a bunch of mad or anything like that.
That takes a lot of the fun out of it when
It does.
you're that serious about it.
It does, a couple of us have got carry permits, so we'll be ready for if anybody
Yeah.
wants to.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, there you go, guys. This is Patrick, and you saw his Mustang, so we're going to get to see him out there racing with us soon, so stay tuned.